With the Chicago Bears season ending earlier than desired, I'll be going over the top things that I want to see from the Chicago Bears in the 2024-2025 season in order for it to be deemed successful. Stay tuned for the upcoming video. What's up, Chicago Bears fans? My name is Jermaine Long, and I'm the host of this here podcast, Even the Score, the Chicago Bears podcast. Today I'm gonna be going over, the top things that I think that the Chicago Bears need to do, and I want them to do it in order for next season to be deemed a success. This season it was a lot of ups and downs with the offensive line, with the offensive play calling, with the defense. There's a lot of ups and downs this season, and I think it's time that next season it's the third year to rebuild, and if things don't go good, a lot of people might lose their jobs. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get into the top things that I want to see from the Chicago Bears in the 2024 NFL season in order for things to be successful. First on the list would be we need at least 10 wins. Anything below 500, honestly, I believe that Matt Eberflus should be under fire. Nothing less. Like, if we don't get above 500 this year, we don't have a winning season. This would be his third year as the head coach, and I think it's about time for him to go. Without question, we need at least 10 W's. We need to at least make it to the wild card round because 3 years of a rebuild is about time. We got the first overall pick this year. We had the first overall pick last year. And we have 2 top 10 picks this year. We have the number 9. So there's really no excuse from where we were at the end of the season to where we can be next season. There's no more excuses. No more excuses. I think that if we keep Justin Fields, literally no more excuses if we draft Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors to pair alongside with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. So, we need at least 10 dubs. 10 dubs at least. Another thing that I need the Bears to do is to produce a top 15 offense in the NFL. And when I say this, it is way easier said than done. It's a few things that I think that the Bears need to address before we enter that realm of efficiency in terms of offensive play. And that starts with choosing the right offensive coordinator. As we all know, they fired Luke Getsy, thank God. But it's a lot of good options out there and a lot of rumors going around. We got offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. We have Shane Waldron. We have Clint. I forgot his last name, but I think he's from San Francisco. We got him, so we have a lot of options. We already have. I think we've interviewed maybe 3 potential candidates already. It really don't matter who they choose to me. I would prefer maybe Shane Waldron. However, it really doesn't matter as long as they make the right decision. I have no complaints with it, but the evaluation of those candidates have to be spot on because when you come from a history of Matt Nagy's and Luke Getsy's, it's not a lot of room for mistakes anymore, especially with the fan base. The fan base is definitely getting tired of losing seasons and the inconsistency. So that's one thing that has to get addressed right away. Another thing that has to get addressed, I would say, is the offensive line play. The offensive line has to be more consistent. Some holes that I think that we need to address right away, whether that's through the draft or through free agency, is the center position and the left tackle position. Braxton Jones, he was a late round pick and he has developed into something. I think he could be more so of a swing tackle. We need a legit left tackle. it was a lot of games where he was getting blown up, and it's unacceptable. We need someone legit, solid that's going to be able to like protect our quarterback of the future, whether that be Justin, whether that be Caleb Williams, whether it be Drake May. You know, even though I'm going for Fields, I'm on the Fields train. So, um, also, on that offensive line, I would say we need more depth. Due to a lot of injuries, a lot of people weren't. It didn't seem like they were ready to step into the position and, you know, like earn their spot on the roster. It seems like they were very unprepared. Like when Tevin Jenkins went out, and Cody Whitehair was roughened up with some injuries. So those are some. And Nate Davis. Nate Davis. I don't really know if he should stay. I would say we need a replacement. I didn't like how he played throughout the year, but we shall see. We shall see what happens. Another thing that's gonna contribute to that top 15 offense is making the right decision at quarterback. I'm all in on Justin Fields. I believe that he can be a Lamar Jackson type of player with the right tools around him and the right offensive coordinator and the right scheme. But you know, I'm not making those decisions. I'm not at the top of the Chicago Bears organization. I'm not Ryan Poles. I'm not Matt Eberflus. So if that evaluation comes back from the NFL Combine, and they decide that they want to go with Caleb Williams or Drake May and start it over, that's completely fine with me as well. However, if they make that wrong decision again, I don't know how much more us Bears fans can take. If you ask me, making the right decision, making the wrong decision time and time after again has just really been unacceptable. And you know, someone else has to get fired, and here we go starting over again. So the Bears, this is a pivotal moment in the rebuild, man. Like we have to get back to winning, and it starts now. I won't lie, it starts now. Another thing that I would say will contribute to that top 15 offense would be adding a consistent wide receiver number two. Darnell Mooney, great player. I love him, but he did not show up as well and as much as we wanted him to this year. He had a very underwhelming season. I don't know how many yards he netted, but it was way under what we expected from him. So it's time to move on. That's what I think. I think they will move on eventually, or now in the off season. But that starts with the draft as well. Like Marvin Harrison Jr. to me, after watching his tape and evaluating things, I think he will like he's legit. I think he's legit. I think Malik Neighbors is legit. So honestly, I believe it's a toss up between the two. Malik Neighbors is more so, he's a little more shiftier than Marvin Harrison Jr. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is that big frame. He's able to go get those high point the ball, and we need that. DJ Moore isn't that big, so to pair that with DJ Moore on top of a Cole Kmet and our wide receiver threes and Tyler Scott, Equinemius St. Brown, I think that's a recipe for success if you ask me. It just need consistency. That's really all. Like the Bears have struggled with consistency over these past, I don't know how many losing seasons, and us Bears fans are just waiting for that moment, for the switch. So yeah. The next point I would like to get at is the Bears need to add another dominant D end. It's self-explanatory, man. Yannick Ngakoue, I don't think he's coming back next year. Don't think they'll re-sign him. DeMarcus Walker, yeah, but he's good as a rotation guy. To come in and give some guys some rest and add some burst off the bench. So I like DeMarcus Walker, but I haven't really evaluated the defensive ends in the draft that much, but it's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks, and that's going to be looking to move up in the draft. We got the Raiders. their offense. I mean, their quarterback situation is really subpar right now. You could possibly try to go and get a Max Crosby. I mean, he was on the Instagram live singing Chief Keef. Maybe he is meant to be a Chicago Bear. You never know. Then we have, I mean, the Cowboys in Dallas don't really know what's going on over there. You got Dak Prescott. He's on the hot seat, especially after the performance that they just had against the Green Bay Packers. It's tough. I don't know. Do they move on from Dak Prescott? And if they do move on, how far are they willing to go to, replace their quarterback? They got Michael Parsons over there. I would love to see a Montez Sweat and Michael Parsons pairing. That would solidify the D line to me because Javon Dexter was coming along very well towards the end of last season. So I don't know, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. One more thing that no, well, not one more. We got a lot more points. Two more points after this one, but we need to find a replacement for Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson, he's not the same Eddie Jackson that he used to be. He's not the same Bojack. He still, I believe, he still has something left in the tank, which is fine. So if the Bears would re-sign him, I, I think they should try to like get a hometown discount so that we could bring someone in and he can help the development of that player to replace him. That's my take on that. I don't really think we need to, make a big free agency signing with at safety. I think we can address that issue in the draft, and we can actually have Eddie Jackson be kind of a bridge player to help that the rookie go through the growing pains and develop as a top safety in the NFL. Because Eddie Jackson at one point was a top safety in the NFL. He can help develop for sure. The next point I would say is beat the Packers. This rivalry has been going on for longer than I've been alive, and as of lately, the Bears have just been getting destroyed. Like they have been getting destroyed by the Green Bay Packers every year, two times a season. Like I, I don't know how much more as Bears fans that I can take. As a Bears fan, I can take. And it's transition from Aaron Rodgers and now Jordan Love. Like man, Jordan Love definitely looked great against the Cowboys. But I mean, I'm not too sure if I'm, hell bent on, Jordan Love and his play. I think they got a good organization over there, and they got good coaches, and they develop their players very, very well. But I don't know if I'm hell bent on him, being just the greatest, Green Bay quarterback ever. So we're going to see, but that's something that I need the Bears and I want to see from them in the 2024-2025 season. You have to beat the Green Bay Packers at least once, and don't let them beat you at home. It's like Soldier, like we got to protect the crib. Like we can't just go out there and get our whooped like in at home. It's embarrassing and like how we started off last season losing to the Packers that drastically, it was bad. It was bad, and that's something I don't want to see again as a Bears fan. Um, and the last thing on the list, I would say is develop your quarterback. I don't care if it's Justin Fields. I don't care if it's Caleb Williams. I don't care if it's Drake May. You need to develop your quarterback. Simple, point blank, period. Justin Fields, they basically, and it seemed as if they sabotaged him his first 3 years in the league. I mean, it's like they sabotaged his first 2 years as a starter, and it hasn't been a lot of putting him in situations to succeed. It seems like Luke Getzey sabotaged every moment possible this year in terms of play calling for Justin Fields. A lot of plays Justin made was plays that were off the record in terms of the play calling. He had to make it happen himself, and this has been 2 years in a row. So that goes back to the offensive coordinator, whoever they pick up. That relationship between the quarterback and whoever it is, whether it's Justin or Caleb or Drake May, it needs to be solid, like right off the rip. Um, yeah, my bad, y'all. I got roommates. They checking this room, but yeah, their relationship has to be solid right off rip. Um, but you guys tell me what you think. Do you? What are your goals for the Chicago Bears in the 2024 season? How many wins do you guys want them to get? What decision do you want them to make at quarterback? Do you want them to keep Justin? I do. Do you want them to go and draft Caleb Williams or Drake May, or do you want them to get Marvin Harrison Jr.? So you guys let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and look out for more upcoming videos. And until then, bear down.